Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Turf Paradise here on Saturday. It is February the 11th, 2017. I'm going to look at the stakes races on today's program, races 4, 6, and 7. But before I get onto that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections from racetracks across the world. So let's get onto it. The stakes races are races 4, 6, and 7. The fourth race from Turf Paradise is the Sun City Handicap, purse $30,000 for fillies, mares, 4-year-olds, and upwards. We have a field of a dozen horses traveling the distance of ground of 1 mile on the turf course. 1 mile. I show this diagram, it gives me a second to take a look at my notes. And my top pick in this one, I'm going to go to the outside horse, number 12, French Alps. I'm going to include this horse into a superfecta. I'm going to go 12-6-4-2. 12-6-4-2, but number 12, French Alps. 4-1, Scott Stevens is on this 7-year-old mare out of Swiss Yodeler. Most recently, this horse had a start on the 14th of January, Turf Paradise, mile 16th in a Glendale Handicap. This horse finished second by 1 3/4 lengths. You know that a lot of those horses are coming into this run today. Actually finished second through a dead heat with the Peach Time, who's running back in this race also. And this horse had the lead in the stretch run. It was a long finish, and just missed the win, finishing second by a really closing up on the outside Pepe Miller. But start before, this horse ran at Turf Paradise September the 14th and a lounge race for 22,000. Horse finished second by a neck that day, and it was a little bit wide that day. It was basically sitting second most of the race, and was closing up, but closed up a little bit too late. It just wasn't her day to win. And then November 26th, Turf Paradise, 1 mile, and the Queen of the Green Stakes. Horse finished 6 by 6 3/4 lengths. Was far back. Again, this horse, it was her first start since August. She needed the race. Her last start in August, the 19th to be exact, Del Mar, mile 16th, and a claim 32. Horse won by half length with Martine Bargerosa up that day. Just had an easy closing kick victory that day. I think this horse should have a good one here today. 4-1, going to take my chances. So to recap my bets, race number 4 from Turf Paradise, it is the Sun City Handicap. Going to go with the 12 horse. Going to go 12-6-4-2. 12-6-4-2. So now let's scroll over to race number 6. We're going to skip over race 5 and head on to race number 6. The 6th race is the Phoenix Gold Cup Handicap. It's one of my favorite races of the whole year because you always have some very speedy horses in this one. Going for a purse of $75,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 11 horses dashing the distance of ground of 6 furlongs here. 6 furlongs, 1,200 meters. And if I could place a wager that they're going to run sub 108, I would go to the bank with that because I have a feeling they're gonna. The track record is 106-2. I think they set this. I think that's a world record. They set it a few years ago in this race. I don't think they're gonna break it today, but I could picture them going 107. So 107-2, let's say. They're going to run a little bit faster in this race. And but my top pick, going to the selections now. My top pick, I'm going to go to the 10 horse, Ankeny Hill. I'm going to go 10-6-9-8. 10-6-9-8. Excuse me. I shouldn't have chugged this Perrier right before I started this video. I always feel like I'm gonna burp, but if I start burping, please bear with me. But number 10, Ankeny Hill, 6-1. Robertino Diodoro trains this 7-year-old gelding. First time gelding, actually. It was gelded last week on the 6th of, actually a few days ago, the 6th of February of 2017. He's making his first start for Diodoro. Most recently, on January 1st, Sanita, 6 furlongs on the wet fast, but sealed going and claiming 32. Horse finished second by 5.5 lengths. Was setting the pace most of the race, and then, got taken over by 2 fast 2 pass. This horse was just second best that day. Got claimed out of that to new owners. That claiming race was a lot tougher than the one he's facing today, so I think this horse should really do well. But start for October 28th at Sanita, 6 furlongs and claiming 50. Horse finished 6 by 4 1/4 lengths behind Blue Anchor and Dead Easy. Really couldn't keep up with them. Didn't have anything that day. And then claiming 32 at Sanita, 6 furlongs, October 2nd. Horse finished second by a half length. Had to check a few times, but closed up for a decent second place finish. In this spot, I think this horse should do well. He's 1-0 here at Turf Paradise, though. He faced a lot tougher last time out. He's second off the layoff. It's going to be first time with as a gelding. Watch out for this one to run a really big one here today. So to recap my bets for race number 6 from Turf Paradise, it's the Phoenix Gold Cup Handicap. Going to go with the 10 horse Ankeny Hill. Gonna go 10-6-9-8, 10-6-9-8. So now let's get on to race number 7, the final race I'll be looking at here on YouTube for today's card from Turf Paradise. The seventh race is Turf Paradise Handicap. Purse $30,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 12 horses traveling the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf course. Mile 16th. And my top pick in this one, I'm going to go to the 5 horse, number 5, Blue Bomber. I'm going to go 5-4-8-11. 5-4-8-11. Number 5, Blue Bomber. 7-2, Robertino Diodoro trains a 6-year-old gelding. Most recently, this horse started on the 14th of January at Turf Paradise, 1 mile in the Fitzsimmons Mile. This horse finished 4th by 2 lengths, set the pace early on, then really weakened out of it. It was his first start in over 40 days. Maybe he needed the race. I think today this horse should have a better run. Start before on November 26th, Turf Paradise, 1 mile in the W.R. Kuhler Memorial. Horse just wasn't there either. He finished 8th by 3 1/4 lengths. Was up with the leaders early on, then really weakened out of it. And then at Remington, mile 16th, an optional 50 claimer on October 29th. Horse finished second by a neck that day. Basically set second all throughout. Was closing up that day, but closed up a little bit too late. You know, this horse at Turf Paradise is 14-2. Last win for this one came in the Hasta La Vista closing day of 2015 or 2016, going a mile 7/8. Horse won by a neck, was on the lead almost all throughout. Had a great race. But I think this horse could do well here today, so I'll use him as a top pick. So to recap my bets, race number 7 from Turf Paradise, it's the Turf Paradise Handicap. Gonna go with the 5 horse Blue Bomber. Gonna go 5-4-8-11. 5-4-8-11. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.